Welcome to Real Money Talks. Real strategies from the moneymakers and the world changers that you can use to make millions, keep those millions, multiply your wealth, and build your team. Here's your host, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View, Laurel Langmeyer.
Now, let's go to some setups for January 5th. So on January 5th, we're going to go through these 8 areas of life. So let's go to the next slide. Some of you have seen this, but I think it's pivotal. I make my kids go through this. I mean, since they were 2 and 3, my husband, when I made him go through this, I make his family go through it, my family go through it. But I think it's really important that I know we teach money and all you hear from me is money, 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 because that's what I teach. But there is a broader sense of life. So let's go ahead and put these 8 keys up to success and I don't call it a balanced life. Balance, the way that I was taught, is like a scale. So if you take a scale and you balance, you're actually static. I actually don't not really like that word. I hate that word. So here's a new phrase I want you to adopt. I want you to have life the way you want it. I want you to design it the way you want it. You get to have it any way you want. And so you're never going to have balance. Like balance would mean that all of these would have some level of equality. And for many of you, they don't. Like there's a whole values subset of activity that goes behind this. Of who are you? What are your core values in life? And your core values drive actually the priority of these areas of your life. And I studied not only personal development, I was a leader, a 10-day women's leadership trainer in size seminars. I've been to the forum. I've been to, you name the leadership class. I've been to it, if not taught it. So this was like my prior life or my life, in the early Kiyosaki world, transitioning from Chevron. I did a lot of this work. I did a lot of key executive work. And these are just critical. A lot of you, if you don't know what your values are and you don't really design your life in these categories, and if you want other categories, you can add them. I just know like in most, from Tony Robbins to anybody who does personal development work, these are the areas. So there's money, which is the one I teach. And notice I separate money from your career and business. To me, this is your personal development, right? So what are the areas of your development do you need, right? That's different than money. A lot of people, because your job is your money, you put those together as one. That is not the truth. Because as you make money in your career and business, your money also is your investments. It's your legacy. It's, gifting your kids. By the way, this year you can gift your kids $12,000 each, right? Huge. There's a lot of stuff we got to do by the end of the year. Your health, got to pay attention to that. Your spirituality, your family, your significant relationship. Now, a lot of people sometimes put those together. I separate them, been trained to separate them by many people, because it is critical. Your family can also be your extended family. Your significant relationship needs, some importance by itself. Physical environment. It's one that I pay a lot of attention to. It's your house, it's your office, it's your car, it's your physical surroundings. It's that mountain that I always look whenever you guys see me looking that way, right? By the way, that are the Sierra Mountains right out here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada. So water and mountains is a huge part of my physical environment that I love. That's why I love to ski. Like knowing that about yourself, especially in a state of 2020, if you're in one of those states, God forbid you're in one of those states that are in severe lockdown, then get the hell outside. Like do something, music, whatever. Notice what physical environment will do for your mental and emotional and physical state. It's critical that you know that about yourself. And then fun and friends. All right. So there's a whole process in January I'm going to take you through. So just take a quick snapshot. And all you really need to do now is just notice on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 meaning you're really like low, like how are you in money right now today? So you could actually date this. That's one thing you could do and say, all right, on December 15th today, where am I with my money, my career, my health, my spirituality? Like give yourself a score. And then as we head into January, I'm going to have you do it again, and I'll get a little more sophisticated in depth how we're going to teach this. And this is what you want to set commitments to. Your commitments don't have to be in our world, even though we're all money. Like share all these commitments in our Millionaires in Training group. Like, what is your spiritual work, right? And then the whole next activity to this is, say your health is a 4 right now because you got a little COVID coma and you laid on the couch too much. So say you're like a 3 or a 4. So what are you going to do? What is the action that's going to create a result to get your health to a 10 or an 8? Like give yourself a baseline score as we end 2020. And then in 2021, January, we're going to set that commitment. Then we're going to go into an action plan of saying, now, what am I going to do to get there? And you're not going to have 19,000 things per thing. You're only going to have like, what are your top 2 or 3 things in money? And I better be your mentor, and you better come to our calls, and you better have one of our coaches. Better be those three. No agenda with that. And then we're going to get more specific as you are. In like those of you in the big table, you can imagine we're taking this to a whole nother level tomorrow in the big table course. What is the personal development you need? Like, what do you need? And I would say right now, if this is our new way of talking and learning, and maybe I should do another course like that. I used to teach selling from the stage. I did some of that work with Dr. Stacey, actually. That was one of her first. Before she went to the table, she hired me personally to do the selling from the stage and how to do that. And I know there's a lot of people who do it. But last I checked, I have some of the best closing ratios in the world. So some of you need to learn to close on Zoom. So maybe I'm going to write that down. That'd be a good thing to do in 2021. How many of you would come if I made up that class?
And you know what, Laurel, now that we're making that up, let's just add a layer on that. Let's show how we do that as part of the process.
Yeah. There's a system to what we do, right? How to do Zoom closings, right? Like, how do you close a summit? And honestly, Aaron, who we just talked to, and I know Dr. Stacey, we've done a lot of coaching on it, are coaching you how to do a summit for profit. There's a lot of people doing summits. Like, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for some of these people, and who the hell's mentoring them? Like, we would never tell you to do some of the weird things they're telling you to do, because they're not going to make you money. It's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're not going to make the money. I mean, we just cracked the code on how to get this done. And thank God I already knew how to close. But I can tell you myself, like, learning to close on a Zoom is very different than what I do from the stage. Because I can't get down in the audience with you. I can't get you standing up and like touching, literally physically touching you and then getting you to sell your damn whatever your item is. I can't get money running around a room out here like I can in a room. So it was a transition and different. So I think I could make that one up pretty easy if you want to do that. Because there is a system to it. It's not just because I'm Laurel. There's a process to it. So I love that as another thing. You can tell we're making up stuff for 2021 because normally we just go out and do more stages, but we're not going to be doing that. And by the way, I won't do it. If the stages come back alive, I did get my transition home. It just didn't look like I thought it was going to look.
It just took a pandemic.
I have gone to more of my son's football games and having more fun. Oh, I have to brag. They're playing in the Superdome next Wednesday. I cannot wait. So we're off to New Orleans. I'll be doing next Tuesday's broadcast from New Orleans. Cannot wait. And, maybe I'll have the Superdome behind me. So super excited because I got that transition in my life. So seriously, like, go through this and score yourself today. So what is your 12-15 score? And then we're going to give you a Jan 5 score with some actions and what you will need to be doing to make this a commitment with timelines throughout 2021. So if you want to lose weight, don't say you're going to do it like in 20 days or 10. Like, what's the reality? And you can't do it all at once. So you're not going to attack all of these things at once. So if you want to meet your soulmate, well, what's more important? Are you going to lose weight than meet your soulmate? Are you going to like fix some family stuff and then meet your soulmate? Like, what's the sequence of all these commitments? Because sometimes when you do this, and I don't think enough people teach it, if you don't spread it out and sequence it, you try to do everything at once and then you feel super unsuccessful and you feel like a failure. And so you quit everything. And some of you notice that that's been a self-fulfilling prophecy. So then you get to keep telling yourself you're a failure, and that's bullshit. You're not a failure. You just have no process to make yourself more successful. And you also have no forgiveness about saying, you know what? I just changed my mind. I don't want to do that anymore. Now we're going to have a little chat before you just get to throw it on the floor, because I want to make sure that you're doing it from a very conscious state, not an emotional state. But this is really important. I think this is the most important stuff we're doing. And then we're going to do your sequence. All right. Then next slide, we're going to get a new team, and we are going to be your team. These are all the conversations we teach about money and more. These are just our core. And so whatever level you are at in our community, you have some access. Even at Fast Cash, you have more access as a acceleration coaching client to a 100K client, to a big table, to a head of the table. So this team is critical for you. And again, I want you to set a goal of who are you adding in addition to Laurel and our team, but specifically, who do you know you need to add to your team? Do you need Eileen because she's got to increase your credit? Do you need Scott to get your corporate structure fixed? Do you need to get a will and trust done? Do you need to like get into crypto? Because like a lot of you missed that big run. And I don't know that it's going to come off its mark, but you know what? There'll be another mark. And I know so many people, and you know too, Thomas, because we're coaching so many people, you're standing still not getting into digital currency because you're going like, damn, I missed it. Well, you missed that run, but you know what? I assume there's going to be another. And at some point, you're going to have to use it as a currency to transact life. So you're going to have to like take the leap. So we're going to put that course in as fast as we can in 2021 to help you. But just, again, a lot of you have seen the screen before. We always come back to it. What's one or two things in 2021 on your wealth side, specifically money side, you have to learn about? You've got to get it in your life next year. So obviously, we're taking the lead in that agenda of the money side of what your actions are, is what's the conversations and actions you need. Now, off to one more big set of content. And Thomas, if you'd like to support, put in again, if people are joining later, is put in our affiliate information, the NY 2021, where you get into our social contest so you can win a bunch of this stuff. So don't say you can't afford it. Some of you, I know you've wanted that 100K. Well, now you have an opportunity. Be an affiliate, go out, social share. The other thing on social sharing, go join other groups. I mean, you can't be kind of a scavenger out there, but join other groups and just, get excited about 2021. Share our new year, new you, and then get people to follow you and then bring them over to us. There's a way we'll continue to help and support you to do that. One big thing, though, I want to get to is I want to complete 2020. I have 3 techniques that I teach always. So this one is really important. As you look at those 8 areas of your life, another activity we're going to have you look at is what do you need to start doing, stop doing, and continue doing. So this helps you build your action plan into those 8 areas. So for example, you're going to look at money. What do you need to start doing today that you haven't done already? What do you need to stop doing? Some of you just do odd things, right? And then what do you need to continue to do? So you can imagine having those 8 areas of your life up over here, right? And then you gave yourself a score. And you're looking at, well, what do I want to do? And we're not deciding right now. Right now, we have 21 days of just processing it, being in a conversation, go to Fast Cash, come to Big Table, come back next Tuesday. Just be in this conversation over the next 21 days and let us together complete 2020 and then put a big bow on it and put it to bed or into a cemetery or do whatever you want to do with it, 2020. And then 2021, let's set it, given the variables. So it makes it super successful. So this is a big part of the next actions within your plan. What are you going to start doing? What are you going to stop doing? What are you going to continue to do in those 8 areas? So you can see we're going to be building out a process for how do you just put it to bed, but also take the good and you move it forward into 2021. So I've been doing starts, stops, and continues. And you can do this in a lot of areas of your life. In fact, I got a lot of our team watching. You should do it at the end of a day. At the end of your day, you think, well, did I have the revenue producing day that I wanted? What do I need to stop doing? Here's what I'm going to tell a lot of you got to stop doing. If you're working at home, you need to stop all the distractions, walking by your laundry room, walking by your refrigerator. You need to get really clear what it's like to work at home for those of you that haven't been in to do that. And then I'm just not a fan of it. I love the whole team environment. So how do you get a team? How do you work in a more efficient way? And I think there's a lot of starts and stops in your work behavior, your discipline behavior. A lot of you need to put into play. Right? I think a lot of you, you're okay affiliates. You're not great affiliates yet because you haven't put in the time. You haven't put in time to make the money. You haven't put in your ass till ass. You haven't practiced. So really think this through. And again, right now, we're just teeing all this up for you. We're not going to decide it all today. We have the next couple of weeks. And then the January 5th, we're going to put a bow and a big old plan together. So plan on a couple hours on Jan 5, because that is much more. We're going to dig in. Now, a next section, and this is what I learned from Bob Proctor's Goal Achiever course, which I just love, is how to set some goals. Right. So now you have your 8 areas. So go ahead and move the next slide, Steve. You have your 8 areas. You have some starts, stops, and continues. Now you say, of all the things of the 8 areas, right? So say you have 8 areas of life and you have 3 things you want to change in each. Well, that's a lot of stuff to do. That's 24 things. That's a lot to do. So then you use this to prioritize and help sequence. You say, what are my A goals, B goals, and C goals? So A is the no kidding. It has to happen in my life. And so you're looking at all the areas, right? Now kind of envision a big whiteboard is probably the easiest way to do it. All the 8 areas of your life, the things you're going to start, stop, and continue. So what is the actions in each area? Now we're going to put them into some priority. So A goals is what's the top thing you have to do. That makes sense? So what are your A's? Your B's are obviously secondarily, and your C's, if they don't happen, it's still okay. You're going to have a great year. right? So I really want to identify out of those 24, 30 things, whatever that number comes up to for you. Now, if you're getting into the 40s and 50s and 60s of things to do, it's way too many things. You're going to have to really narrow. What are the top things with money you got to do? What are the top things in your family, your significant relationship, your health? And then put them in some priority. And then we're going to come back and we're going to be looking at this. So again, we're going to be replaying this out. So those of you that are going, oh my gosh, there's a lot to do. It's kind of a cool process. And, since some of you are in lockdowns, I got to stay home, get serious about completing and then moving only the good stuff into 2021. And then again, technique 3, which you will hear from us over and over and over, is the gap analysis. And so the gap analysis is an overall gap plan. So if you put that up, Steve, the next slide. And again, this is the, what did you accomplish in general? And again, this is with Money With Us in 2020. What did you really get done? And then what do you want? So again, you're just filling in the gaps differently. But then for us, this is where our coaching comes in and says, all right, let's fix your income and let's fix your assets. Let's fix your money rules. And for a lot of you, writing down your money rules and actually really owning your money rules in 2021 would be really important. One of, top priorities to do. So as things come about, you have decided. Remember in my marketing class, in the marketplace, I talk a lot about being decided and deciding. A lot of you, you have never decided. You're just in a complete state, an ongoing state of indecision, saying, I have decided 2021 is going to look like that versus still, thinking about it. Thinking about it is deciding. You're still indecisive. So I think that's just critical that this helps nail that. And if you need a call with one of our strategists, we are open to all of that. So Thomas, if you want to put our office line, which is 775-588-9200. Again, 775-588-9200. Michelle answers the phone. And depending on what level of client you are, she will get you either back to a strategist or onto a new strategist. So these are really critical for us because we want to know in the context of the 8 areas, what are you going to do, where your priority is? Then let's get really specific where we come back into your life and focus 2021. And all of you better have a 6-figure year in there. It's so critical that you have a 6-figure year. And part of reinforcing this is being in our system on a regular basis. I think a lot of you here are on Tuesdays and you're here on Tuesday at noon with us and you're in our Millionaires in Training, but we really want you at the next level. The next level is fast cash coaching. Again, it's 3 hours. You get Steve and Thomas, you get tons and tons of support. You get tons of affiliate support and you get to come back to our graduate marketplace. So as we looked at 2021, we just put this package together and we said, if we had our goal for you at minimum, what's the minimum commitment we would expect from all of you in 2021? It would be this. So let's show it to them, guys. This is our new cool thing. It's not new. It's the package that's new on what we want you to do in 2021 with us. All right, so go ahead and put up the next slide. It's fast cash, and here's the big one, which is super fun, is a lifetime, it's a graduate marketplace. All right, so go ahead and put up first a couple of the bullet points. So fast cash, all right, fast cash for life means every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you will going to a live call. So you get all the library, you get a live call, you work on your marketing, you work on your funnel, you work on your pricing, and you work on your ask, tell, ask. 3 hours a week. So there is no way, if you're doing this 3 times a week, even if you get really, really good at it, you still can come back 3 times a week. So last I checked, 3 times a week times 4, that's 12 hours a month of live help. You got to be sleeping to not be able to get that done and make some money. So when you set a big audacious goal for 2021 that you want to make 10, 15, 20,000 a month, then to us, as we talked about it, we spent a lot of time yesterday talking, what is the base thing you have to do? Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, I'm already in the 100K or I'm already in a big table and already have that, but you don't have the next thing. The next thing is the graduate marketplace. So we're going to do 24 marketplaces in 2021, 24. And guess what? That's live. That's not recorded. I know a lot of my colleagues criticize. They say, Laurel, you spend so much time. Why do you go live? And I said, because every group's different. If I pre-record, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to Pamela. I can't talk to Paige. I can't talk to Ava. I can't talk to you specifically and then coach you on the spot. So I come live because I actually enjoy it and I need you moving accurately. Now, so what we're going to do is if you want, you can buy the graduate marketplace one by one by one. So you can buy 24 of them. It's $47 per time. And that will be our standing offer. I know we moved it around a lot. We let you come for free sometimes. If you gave us a testimonial, we let you come for free. As we were kind of making up 2020, this thing moved around. We'll totally admit we moved it around. But we put these together because here, think about your month, how cool we want to be in your month in 2021. You got 3 hours of coaching a week, and then twice a month, you get a graduate marketplace, which means like this Friday. If you've already attended the marketplace, from 3 to 6 on Friday, you get to come back. And then from 10 to 3 on Saturday, you come back. So 8 hours, an event, you get to come back and sell your stuff. That's 16 hours of selling, folks. And as we grow this community and you help our social sharing, if you see how we just put all this together and stacked it, you're going to help our social sharing. You're going to become an affiliate. We're going to grow a huge network. Everybody's going to be making money. And we want hundreds of people at our graduate marketplace twice a month. I'd rather have you come here. And, I always have to make fun of Bezos and say, he takes so much of your money in the Amazon marketplace, like be in ours and keep 100%. So Thomas, what would you say about this package? I love the package. And if you're in the big table, yes, you still have to go get it. And yes, you already have fast cash, but I can tell you the value of a graduate marketplace, that's 24 graduate marketplaces. I'm going to add that up. 24 times 8 hours per marketplace. You're buying 192 hours of selling time on us. So last I checked, you divide that by $3.99. Yeah, that's 48 cents.
An hour.
48 cents an hour. So it's insane value. So what would you say about that?
What I love about this being involved in both those programs is the perfect combination of giving you an actual venue to do what it is you need to do those ask, tell, ask, to connect with other people, to sell. It also gives you the other side of that, where if you're needing help, if you need to bounce ideas off, or if you need to grow upon what it is you're doing, you get that coaching, you get that community, you get that weekly session to work upon that. So it's kind of like that idea of like you have the locker room in the field, right? You play, you leave it all out in the field, and then when you're done, you come back into the locker room, review the tape, figure out what happened, see what you can do better, get that coaching, and then get back out there. And this is intense. 2021 is going to be a great year for a lot of people taking advantage of this because we're giving you so much time and so many opportunities to connect with one another and sell. This is, I love what the slide here says, it's insane. Not only is the value insane, but the amount of time and opportunity we're giving to everyone here is insane.
Well, again, each marketplace hour is 48 cents. Right. If you go to each marketplace and you spend the 8 hours out there, and as long as we keep bringing you new people, like you can't even buy a database for that. So you're going to basically build your database on our database of a graduate base. So here's what I want to say. If you have already gone to the marketplace, you better be zooming over here and buying this, because then that just confirms you for the rest of the year in the graduate marketplace. And here's the thing. And some of you said, I think Tamara, you said it, a few of you said, well, I haven't made a lot of money in your first marketplace. I know. So this hinges it together. Like Thomas said, you're going to come back and get coaching and say, I only made like 40 or 50 bucks. Then you have 3 hours. Actually, you have 3 or 5 hours before the next marketplace to go again. And you're going to get some coaching. You're going to get some practice. You're going to get it ready. So then you go again, the next marketplace. This discipline, and I want you to put it in your calendar. We're going to be sharing our calendar through at least Q like 1 and 2, so you can lock out your graduate marketplaces. Make it part of your revenue producing day. Expect on every other Friday that you're going to come to that marketplace and you're going to make money. It's part of your revenue model. It's part of your funnel is you got to come to the marketplace and make money. Like you got to be insane. Now, if you've never been to a marketplace, I want to say this though, if you've never been to a marketplace, if you are willing to come this Thursday and Friday, we'll gift you a ticket to get caught up. We'll gift it to you. So you're going to get a ticket. That's a bonus that's not even on the slide. It's not on the page. We'll gift you a ticket. You call our office and say 775-588-9200, or we'll know because you're going to go buy this. So you'll buy this as the future going forward, but get into our marketplace this Thursday and Friday, gift on us to get you caught up. Now you've done a marketplace. Now you know the tools and techniques. Then you have this all of 2021 to rely on as a place. I mean, if you're not making money and we give you this much help, you don't really want to. That's really, I got to go that far and say you don't want to. You're either uncoachable, you don't want to make money, but there's no way you're going to have this much help and then go sell in a marketplace. This much help, sell in a marketplace. This is part of your calendar of 2021.
And one of the things I want to bring up, because I know on the Thursday call that I help lead, we actually do model ask, tell, ask sessions now, right? So we do that practice of what it will look like when you're in the marketplace running that live. But we talk about, your offers. We talk about your funnel. We talk about your marketing. We talk about all those important pieces that come down to you having a conversation and you making money. Right. So it's very important to understand that Fast Cash Coaching is a great venue for those of you who may not be seeing the success you want to see in that marketplace, but also you take that same step. And I think Steve is there. I know Steve leads the other Monday and Wednesday calls. I'd love to have him hop on and talk about what he covers as well too, because again, the two of these coaching call sessions and these marketplace sessions are an awesome complement together and really give you everything you need to become successful selling your product, your services.
And Ava says, is that the $97 program? Yes. So if you already have a ticket, you bought a ticket from another summit, then you use it, but you're getting another one. In fact, we'll just gift everyone another one. Why? Because I want you to give it away. Like, this is the pay it forward time of year. Like, help other people do it. So no, you can't refund your 97 if you've just bought it and you're attending this week. You cannot do that because, again, the way summits work will tell you is typically the person who hosted the summit collects the money. So that's going to be a rough deal, like to go back and get a refund because we're bonusing. So I'm going to say we're bonusing another ticket for those of you that want it or need it or want to send a family member for Christmas. I have so many gifts going out on this marketplace for the 17th and 18th. But notice we want it done on 17th, 18th. So this is your next year. So Fast Cash starts with us on January 4th, on January 6th, on January 7th. You're just going to start Fast Cash. Then you're going to Graduate Marketplace. Then you're going to Fast Cash, Graduate Marketplace. We're going to be in your calendar darn near every day because we want, until you learn to make money every day, I don't know how you could say no. So this is our lifetime offer. I mean, if you bought 25 years of Fast Cash and Marketplace, there's your number right there. It's a $60,000 offer if you bought it independently. We threw it up online for $2,500 because we didn't know what number to even put on it. And we just said, you know what? We want everybody here. Like, the biggest thing I've handled for 20 years, and it's the biggest, issue in coaching is I don't have enough cash flow. I don't know how to make money. Like, this solves it. Like, a lot of 2020 for us in a lot of ways, it solved this online and worldwide. Now we have this ability to be everywhere in the world. And there's just no way you can't do this. So yes, even if you're in Big Table, you need to do this because this handles your whole Graduate Marketplace for 2021. We don't have to bring it up again. We don't have to market you again. We don't have to confirm you again. You're just going to put it in your darn calendar and going to do it. One last piece I want to throw in the big bonus though, what you buy now, because I really want you ready for January 5th. And we brought out and dusted off what I call a reading room. When I launched my books, I did 8 hours of very powerful, like 7-figure business planning with the reading room, a cash machine. The cash machine is a world-class book on how to build these businesses. So you have Fast Cash, you have Graduate Marketplace, and now you've got me literally reading the book to you, not exactly reading the chapters, but how to interpret it, how to apply it. You put all this together, you better have well into 6-figure year. And I expect to see a lot of 6-figure commitments and a lot of money being made in 2021. There's no way, unless you're sleeping, with this offer, you cannot do it. I don't even think the reading room I don't think it's been on the store. Like, we kind of, like I said, we literally pulled it out and dusted it off and said, what could be a big bonus? And it's $800 bonus. And so you can go get it for $800 if you want, but you get that now. So buy all of that, $399. And back to you, Steve, if you want to cover, what do you cover in Fast Cash? Why come?
Hey, everybody. Well, the biggest thing I could probably say for Fast Cash Coaching is it's a lot of the connect the dots conversation. So you hear from almost every single guru, everything and anything that you need to do to get your marketing right, to get your lead generation right. But the focus does not center around having a revenue producing day. And that's what we focus on Fast Cash Coaching. So how do you do that? What do you do every single day, creating activities that are going to get you to making some money that day, that night, that weekend? That's really what it is. I mean, everything else is just going to be a stack of other items to, for the lack of a better word, shift your focus to not make any money that day. So that's really where we're at.
So there's the link. We're going to leave it up in a little summary of where we are. You have a lot to do. And this is a setup of a 21-day really process, not even a program, that we want to start shifting your revenue producing day. So yes, we are still through next week doing fast cash calls. Through the next week, fast cash calls. And then through the next week, our next marketplace after this Thursday and Friday, 17th and 18th of December, is January 7th and 8th. So we will see you back then. That'll be your first graduate marketplace. So if you haven't attended, you're going to attend now. And then you'll attend back on the 8th. I want you to notice you're thinking right now, some of you are going, this is so much time. It's a huge time commitment. Isn't making money a high priority for you and your family? This is like skills for a lifetime. And there's no way you can be in a marketplace and not make money when you have this much coaching in between marketplaces. So the goal would be to start learning. I mean, I'd love to see you make 3, 4, 5,000 in a marketplace, every marketplace. You take that times, if all you made was $1,000 at our marketplace, you're making $24,000 inside our marketplace, and it's all your money. Like, you got to be insane. So I just want to qualify. If you're in 100K or a big table, yes, you have fast cash. What you don't have is a year of graduate and the bonuses on the reading room. So I wanted to stack that up to provide huge value to all of you. And no matter where you are, I know some of you were just in our last marketplace and you didn't do anything. So this is what you're going to do. We haven't offered this ever before. So yes, we will put this recording over in Facebook, and the share contest is until January 5th. So on January 5th at 12 noon, during that 2-hour call, we will be selecting the winners of the $110,000 bonuses and gifts. So we'll be selecting everybody during then. So you have 21 days. So if you bring us, 10 people a day for 21 days, you got over 2,000 tickets. So you have a lot of opportunity, and all those people are affiliates of yours. So as our team, which we have a system, we have Keep, we have a system through moving people through our funnels, you will make additional affiliate residual revenue on you. The other thing we have in the backdrop is called Wildcard Shuffle. It's super fun. That's just a fun thing. Whole bunch of bonuses. And every day you're going to basically do a drawing and you're going to get something out of our shuffle. And there's all sorts of fun things. So the shuffle is just something to do every day to keep you fun and excited and in our world. And yes, the Millionaires in Training, Steve and Thomas make sure it's really prominent where the Wildcard Shuffle is, where the share contest is, where we want to see their commitments. And let's rock it together. 2021, we want to be the community that you make the most money in, and then you go out and share your big gift to the world. You guys don't seem very excited. I'm not seeing any yay, I love this in the chat. So how many of you love this? Are you kidding? We don't have to worry about, are you going to go to the marketplace? Are you going to graduate marketplace? This is like a system. This is just a great little system. We worked, several hours on this yesterday. This will be kind of what we call our infrastructure for if you don't know what to do, you do this. And this keeps you engaged. It keeps you getting disciplined. A lot of you, I would say the reason you're not making money is first of all, you're out of sequence because you're not doing the right things. And then you just aren't persistent enough to make it happen and just stay in there until it clicks. Then you make money and then it's game over. And then when we give you the How to Close on Zoom call, now you can go take all your amazing skills and go get on other people's Zooms and go make money out there, because now you're going to learn how to do an Ask to Last. So it's just a process. So we know this is going to be an amazing build. So go get it right now. Go get AskLaurel.com/lifetime. And you will have this. And this handles 2021 in a lot of ways for a lot of you. Yes, it's lifetime. So we're going forever and ever. Question, will the marketplace always be virtual with this offer? Yes, I think that's the question. And here's what I also say is, if and as we come out live, here's what I think would be fun, which I'll throw out there, but I'm not going to promise it because we've got to see how things are. Some of you can't travel to us or it's rough to travel. I think it'd be really cool in Q3 as our book launches with McGraw-Hill. I think it'd be really fun to bring hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you all back together live for a marketplace in a massive ballroom. I think that would be freaking awesome. All right. Wouldn't that be fun? To everybody bring your stuff, bring your pre-orders of your books, or maybe you already launched your book because you already got that through our graduate marketplace. Bring your kids, and we have a huge family event. Everybody's selling everybody and just having one hell of a fun time and feeling super successful. So that is something we've talked about, but we got to get a little more open because I don't want to go get a ballroom that I can only put 25 or 50 people in. I want to do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And I think we could all show up somewhere amazing. Oh, how funny. You'll be at Burning Man. You could just swing by. I love it. Yep. So we're excited about 2021. I think our goal was to share some of our excitement, our processes and how we do it, and then just model it. There's no way you cannot be successful in 2021. So please go join our lifetime value, be at our marketplace. And because we don't want to have to, I'm going to call it nickel and dime, say, okay, it's $47. You can't come. Just join and be part of it. It's 48 cents an hour, for God's sakes. God's sakes, people, I say. Thomas, Steve, anything else to wrap up our time together?
No, this is a ripping good offer. This is something the team has been putting together for the better part of a couple of weeks now, and we're loving this. We're loving what we've put together for everyone here. We'd love to see everyone take advantage of it, because you're not going to be 48 cents an hour for a marketplace. I mean, there's other people out there that are doing this stuff, and they're charging 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks an hour just for that. And, we put our money where our mouth is. We're making this happen for you all. So we're looking forward to seeing you join the community, take up this offer, and then really get towards building that life that you want to have.
Awesome. We will send this replay out, I think, to the entire database, right, Thomas? This replay will go to our entire database if you need it. Because here's what I would say: where can we put it? Can we put it in the Millionaires in Training, where they can forward it out to their socially friend? Because some of their social friends might say, "Well, who is this woman and what are they doing?" So why not just replay the video? Gather up a whole bunch of people, put it on your social channel, get people to know, who you are and who I am to you. You can say, I'm already, in Laurel's coaching program, or Laurel's my mentor, and want you to be part of making money next year. You have a great year too. And get people to join socially so you get tickets in to win. So a lot of layers in our campaigning right now. So keep up is all I'm going to tell you. Keep up. And then next Tuesday, I'll be broadcasting live from New Orleans. I'm super excited. And I will be super loud about that, because my son's playing his first bowl game next Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time. So I'll be, being a proud mama moment about that. And what else to wrap up? Put January 5th, but it's going to be 2 hours. Notice we were a good hour and 25 right now. So it'll be a good 2 hours, because as you can imagine, we take the 8 areas and we do your stop, starts, continues, and we prioritize, and then we get to a revenue producing day. So we got to put some meat to all of this. So in the meantime, practice by putting your commitments out on Millionaires in Training. Go back out to that group, and we'll put the replays up. We'll put the offer up, and anything that you need, always connect with Thomas or the team, and we will make sure we get what you need. Awesome. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Real Money Talks podcast. Your host has been Laurel Langmeyer, author of 5 New York Times bestsellers, money expert on Dr. Phil, CNN, CNBC, The Street TV, Fox News, and The View. Want to learn more about off-Wall Street investing, tax strategies, and multi-million-dollar business strategies? Visit liveoutloud.com/podcast for past episodes, show notes, and resources. For some special wealth-building gifts only for Laurel's podcast listeners, visit liveoutloud.com/podcast gifts. Do you have a burning question for Laurel? Visit asklaurel.com to submit your question, and it may just be covered on a podcast episode. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to get new episodes every week.